Hey guys, so I've made a deal with myself to start shooting a video every week, and it is proving very difficult to do that with scripts and editing and live. So I thought I'd just shoot one off the cuff and see how it goes. Just a basic update on where I am and how I'm doing, and maybe it's just sort of like a video diary with messages for my daughter. So the last couple of weeks, we've had an interview with a family advocate. I'm in South Africa where I stay. The family advocate is the highest arbiter of children in the country. And we've gotten to the point in our separation where it has become necessary to enlist their help against what I believe should be a pretty simple and amicable situation. But it seems to me that I'm not the only person that ends up in these situations, and it's hard. I was chatting to a child psychologist who refers to herself as the heart doctor about the situation. It must be with the ugliness of the divorce and the situation that we're in at the moment. It must be the fourth or fifth time that I'm going through the process and recapping how everything happened and what led to the situation that we find ourselves in today. And it's amazing how when you look back at it, you see these small steps and decisions that you made and the knock-on effects that those decisions and steps have in your current situation. And going through everything over again, it's sort of like watching a train crash in slow motion. And you know the reasons you made the decision at the time. And hopefully, I don't know about your situation, but I believe I can say that the decisions that I made were the decisions that I made for me. They weren't motivated by malice or wanting to get my way, but honestly, what I thought was best for my daughter and for my ex and myself. But going through it again, it's amazing, and credit to the lady I saw. She is very good at her job. But I couldn't help getting this well of emotion coming up again. And it just reminded me that this is a process that we're going through. It isn't somewhere we're going to get to, and one day we're going to sit down and realize that, well, all the pain and suffering is gone, and that everything is hunky-dory and everything is happy again, and life doesn't work that way. She made an interesting observation about children, and I don't know if you've noticed the same thing. I'd be interested to know your thoughts. How having kids is kind of like an arms race, and as soon as you kind of hit that first stride where you're like, oh, okay, well, I think I've got this. Like, I'm dadding pretty hard right now, and it's everything's going in the way that I wanted it to go. As soon as you hit that point, it's as if the universe, or whatever you want to call it, God, the greater power, however you see it, it's kind of like as soon as you get that little bit of pride or hubris, I suppose, your kid one-ups you. And all of a sudden the game changes. And then everything that you thought you knew before is kind of thrown out the window, and you have to sort of start all over again. And I was reminded about how starkly metaphoric that is for the process of going through a divorce or a separation, whatever trauma it is that you're dealing with, you're never going to get it. And I don't mean to say that and have, like you be dismayed by the situation, but it's never going to get to the point where you're like, okay, it's over. We've done all the things. Because I think the older you get, the more you start to understand that life isn't like that. And it's totally okay. And you're going to be okay. And wherever you are is where you are. You're not competing with anyone. There is nothing you have to prove to anybody except for yourself. And after that emotional conversation, it kind of dawned on me that what we're going through is our lives. And there are obviously two choices we have that stem from that realization. You can suffer and struggle and fight tooth and claw against this current situation that you find yourself in. Or you can accept it as a challenge, as a test that's been put in your path to take you from where you are to the person that you're meant to be. I hope that helps. It helped me, and I hope that it helps you. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day.